This is not what we watched.
Why? I don't know why you put that there. It's Sweet.
Mystery.
Sweet the Feebles. There's nothing to do with anything.
I could have grabbed one of our Marvel films. We have a few of them down there.
That's true. It's 3:30 in the morning.
Very 3:30.
Very
tired and...
I've been up since forever. And I went to work today and uni... Well, okay, I did uni work, but...
I was editing.
Oh, yeah, dinner as well. But we saw Infinity War. Woo!
Eternity Fight.
Actually, it hasn't hit midnight yet in the States yet, has it? So you haven't seen it yet either, America.
Well, they might have, whenever they see the video.
Movie Bob has.
Perpetual tiff.
Special. Alright, so the spoiler-free version first, I guess. Was very good. Well acted. The score was good. The CGI, well, of course,
lots of fighting.
Was beautiful. Lots of fighting. Lots of quips. There were quips. Lots of friendships and team-ups and spar-offs that you're like, oh, I could follow that throughout in a whole entire movie. Like, specific characters that, never met before getting along really well, and you're like, yeah. Okay, I'm down.
Fucking awesome.
I'm down. You know what this film needed, though? 100% more Yondu, just saying. I mean, I ain't saying, I'm just saying, obviously.
No Korg either.
Yeah, I guess Taika Waititi's off being famous now.
And,
maybe there's an outtake where he just, does a voice. Like, that should be a really good one. So, obviously you see Thanos beat the shooting out of a lot of people. If the part where they're on the ship, they just had Taika Waititi, he took it on YouTube, and he, dumped into him. Once I get out of this rock, I'm totally under this thing, totally gonna kill you. I'm almost gonna where I want him. Keep him still.
So that's the spoiler-free bit, okay?
No, you should give more of an opinion spoiler-free.
It was good. It was lots of action. There was lots of fighting.
Yeah, but you're like the film person. You're like, look, it's so-and-so from that advert that one time.
The thing is...
The composition of this shot had interlacing...
The Marvel films have successfully kind of circumnavigated the usual critical sort of thing. Because films usually have, traditionally have the 3-act structure and stuff, but Marvel...
Eternity structure.
It's not... It ignores... a lot of the usual rules of cinematic storytelling, not so much in the actual films themselves, but broadly across the whole thing. The MCU is really more like a TV series with a huge budget, and Infinity War is basically the 3rd season finale.
It's like Downton Abbey.
So it's like
with superpowers. So
it's a season finale. If you like the show, lots of big shit happens. Crazy stuff happens. If you like the show, you will like it.
Yeah, that's true.
Trying to give a proper, traditional, cinephile sort of view on a Marvel film is difficult, if not impossible.
Movie Bob did it. Hey-oh, hey-oh.
He didn't actually talk about it just truly.
That's true.
Like a film, he talked about it.
Chris Stuckman did.
Well, we haven't seen Chris Stuckman, so maybe he didn't.
I don't know. People were sure leaving angry comments. So.
Plus, I'm not a very good film reviewer on the best of days. I'm good at taking the piss out of stuff.
Fair enough. Well, I will say that we had the reclining seats, which are comfy and lovely and wonderful. But we were all the way in the front on the side, and that was miserable. I wanted to buy... They had this, sweet peanut butter popcorn in a bag, and, I wanted to buy it, and... I was going to use my card because you only had, she only had, some money on her, and so I was like, I'll just use my card, and your man was like, oh, it's $4.80, with, a weight of judgment behind his voice.
That's not quite what happened.
I got scared, and I was like, no, I don't want it.
That's not quite what happened.
But I did want the popcorn.
It
was peanut butter.
You said we were unclear about who was paying for the popcorn.
No, it was clear that you were, and when I saw that I wanted something else, I realized it would be too much.
Popcorn.
Yeah.
And you thought it would be too much for me, and I said, no, I can pay for it. And then you said, no, you wanted to pay for it. And then the guy, I think he was coming from a thing of concern, thinking that maybe because we were talking about money that we didn't have enough for it.
Too poor for popcorn.
Possibly.
It's very offensive to an American when
special American special rich person popcorn.
It was peanut butter popcorn. You got a nice sizable bag. Now I'm really wish we could use the time stone to go back in time.
And get it. I did offer to go down.
Yeah, but by then there was a long queue and it was too late. I'll make my own peanut butter popcorn.
You should.
Take that, Omniplex Dairy.
Someone told me that you should make popcorn with honey.
You can.
I can't remember who it was.
Well, you know what they have at a lot of cinemas in America? They're really great. You can buy, like, you can buy these, like, whole, like, jars of it in the shop as well. Special powder flavoring for popcorn. So it's like spice, but it's like very fine powder, so it's like lovely. Like you can get salt and vinegar, barbecue, and like, you know, buffalo wing.
Why would you want these weird flavors on your popcorn?
Fuck you. Savory popcorn is great. They don't do savory popcorn over here, and it's quite upsetting.
We don't do popcorn butter either. I was so excited first when I was in American cinema, you know, to try this, you know, butter on popcorn.
No, it's not even real butter. It's a polymer. Don't eat that.
And it was the worst thing I'd ever tried. Ironically, it was Captain America: First Avenger in Florida.
Didn't it make you sick for the rest of the day?
I tried a little bit and then I sort of didn't eat the rest of it because it was just like,
I don't like that.
Fuck America.
But I like the flavor dust, and you can buy, like, when I worked in Baltimore, I used to have, because I would make popcorn as a snack, because popcorn is a whole grain. You know, if you make it like the kind without any added salt or any added butter, and then I had some of the salt and vinegar powder in my disc.
When it comes to popcorn,
nothing to do with Marvel, by the way.
When it comes to popcorn, I prefer sweet popcorn, which is a thing.
Sweet popcorn is nice.
America doesn't have, I don't think.
Yes, it does.
Just
Cracker Jack.
Is that what that is? Okay.
No, I mean, we have a lot of like toffee popcorns and like Cracker Jack and sweet popcorns, and it features into like a lot of sweets.
Do you get that in the cinema?
But not usually. No, I know some do sweet popcorn, but it's not usual in the area where I grew up.
Okay. Anyway, Avengers.
Cheese popcorn is too.
That was the spoiler-free bit.
If you don't want to be spoiled, you just leave now or forever hold your bitchin', because I'm exhausted.
About half the characters in the poster end up dead.
Except people who aren't in the poster, who are basically so not appearing in this film.
The next episode is going to be like Avengers 4. This is how we bring everyone back to life.
Probably.
The search for everyone.
Well, I mean, so I was talking to a coworker of mine. He says he's not a real comic book guy. He's like, I might go see it this weekend. I've not decided yet. My dad kind of wants to see it. Maybe I'll go see it with him. And he goes, who do you think's going to die? And I said, well, here's the thing about comic books. Like I said, I reckon some pretty important persons or person will die. And we'll be like, oh! And then, because it's a comic book, the next Avengers film, like, well, sure, it was grand.
Yeah, the running joke in the Marvel...
Some of the deaths, though, I think may be permanent.
There was a running joke in the Marvel comics universe about the only people who stay dead are Doug Ramsey, Uncle Ben, and there was someone else, Bucky. Then Bucky came back. I think Doug Ramsey came back too. Uncle Ben's still dead, I think. But I remember in an issue.
Gosh, I hope Aunt May's okay.
In an issue of X-Men, I believe there was a quote.
Wouldn't it be really great if, like, a fan theory started? So of all the people who die by the end, which are quite a lot, no one named Martha was touched. Every Martha was spared. I want to tweet that. Oh, it could go viral, but I can't because of spoilers. I'll find a way to tweet it. Save all the Martha.
Anyway, I believe in the X-Men comics, Professor Xavier had a line saying that mutant heaven doesn't have pearly gates, but a revolving door.
Probably. I mean, Superman is dead. I noticed he's dead. It's like when Xena and Gabrielle die and, well, Xena
of course, some of these ones are going to stay dead.
Yeah.
Okay, basically, some people die, quite a few people die, and then Thanos does I can't click my fingers, I literally can't, I can't do it. So, okay.
How do you do it with a gauntlet on?
I don't know. But
anyway, yeah, like special friction pads built to go like this.
I can't.
Also, Peter Dinklage had like the best cameo ever. Well, bit part really wasn't really a cameo.
Yeah.
Side part, it was great.
So, but I think the ones after the finger clicking will come back. They'll be fine eventually, like undone, because in that group there include Black Panther, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, all of the Guardians of the Galaxy except for Rocket. So what's Guardians of the Galaxy going to be called now?
Rocket Raccoon's Fun Time Swearing Adventure, yay! With extra nudity and profanity.
Rocket of the Galaxy guest starring Nebula, where he's going to just stand on a huge pile of stolen body parts weeping.
Probably. No, he wanted Bucky's arm so much.
Well, Bucky's also... Well, okay, yeah, Bucky... Did Bucky's arm turn to ash too? Probably. Questions.
Yeah, the whole thing did. His gun dropped.
So they all died. Oh yeah, Nick Fury died there too. So did Maria Hill.
Post-credit. And here's the thing. Glenn Close died off screen.
Yeah, Xandar apparently was new.
I told you it'd be like that. We made a lot of predictions that came true.
There should have been a prologue at the start just showing Xander being nuked. That would have been awesome.
Alright. But yeah, so we see some people that we haven't seen for a while, including Pepper Potts, which is nice.
Well,
apparently
we didn't see her in Homecoming. She was in Homecoming.
Oh, I didn't see Homecoming. So apparently Gwyneth Paltrow has,
Possibly dead, possibly not. Maybe he just destroyed a lot of stuff. Maybe she's still alive.
No, I mean, I was about to say she's taken time away from sticking jade eggs up her vagina to appear on screen.
Oh, Gwyneth Paltrow, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Glenn Close. I was very confused for a second.
No, because she has that homeopathic thing now. And no, it's one of those things that they actually sell little jade eggs that you can stick up your And no, this is a real thing. Google this. And her magazine and her empire is called Goop, and it's about homeopathics. This is a real thing. In fact, several gynecologists had to write internet articles saying, "Please do not do this. This is a really bad. You don't need to align your chakras. We promise."
This sounds like a lesbian porno I should review.
No, it's a real thing. Maybe you're not into all that homeopathy, are you, Pepper? Because
fun fact: in my Red Dwarf Guide Series 7, I recorded the first half of it because it's double length. And I actually made an ad-lib in it with describing Dave Lister as the world's first homeopathic human. And it makes sense in context.
I see. Peter Parker wasn't too obnoxious, which is good because I'm usually at my level of Peter Parker absorption at all times.
But I have noticed that I'd worked this out sort of in the previous films, but this is just really rammed home. Peter Parker in this film is really dumb compared to Peter Parker in the comics and Peter Parker, like the Tobey Maguire version and even the Andrew Garfield one. The Andrew Garfield one was dumb as fuck. Peter Parker is meant to be as smart, if not smarter, than Tony Stark.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's
I thought he
meant
was
to be a genius.
just kind of bright.
No, he's meant to be a genius.
Is he smarter than Shuri?
I think Peter Parker, he's probably in the same sort of ballpark. He's meant to be a genius, and I really want the MCU Peter Parker to have this sort of arc of working out he doesn't need the fucking technology suits.
Maybe it's one of those things where, I didn't see Homecoming, but, I know how kids be. And, I've known a lot of really smart people who play dumb in public. I actually, especially, and I'm sure that every one of you out there has known a girl who's really, really, really bright, but you just catch them playing dumb in public. You're like, why did you do that? And they're like, well, I'm just saying, I don't want to admit that I actually read books,
And the, Parker, they give him little bits of evidence that he's smart. Like, he built the web shooters and stuff, which is comic accurate.
Yeah.
But, he's meant to be a nerd.
Well, they showed him liking Star Wars. I mean, so, obviously. So, we got a trailer for Solo, but it's the same one that we've seen before.
Solo doesn't look too good. And
I think it'll be fine, sure.
They chose the wrong guy for Han Solo. They should have chosen the guy who does the impersonations and voices him in oral knots.
Yeah.
That guy who played young Harrison Ford in that film, that guy is freaky good impersonation.
But it's supposed to look like the past of the past, because if you think about it, to kids today, this has nothing to do with
it looks like it does. Yeah,
it looks like the past of the 70s, which is cool.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
It does look like a Star Wars prequel, ironically. An actual prequel to Star Wars.
So Ant-Man wasn't in it, which was...
I like the music they've chosen for Solo, the weird sort of 70s synth version of the Star Wars thing.
I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be entertaining. I think everyone's whining for no reason, but...
Ron Howard's competent, so...
Yeah. Oh, and so we don't get to see Benicio del Toro die in this, per se.
So we don't know he's dead?
He kind of does. But he fucking deserved it for what he did in Star Wars, so...
I hope he's not dead.
That's what you get. Die for your sins, asshole.
I hope he's not dead. I want him and the Grandmaster to hang out. They're brothers.
Betray them.
I want the Collector and the Grandmaster to hang out because they're brothers.
Oh, shit! Oh, no, well, the Grandmaster, he's got a roommate now.
They're two of the oldest sort of mortal beings in the universe.
Yeah, but
there's an entire group of these guys who are just old eccentric aliens.
It's really too bad that no one told Jeff Goldblum that, because I have the feeling that he would have just wandered onto set uninvited and I can just record a few lines. If you want.
There is apparently in the Guardians of the Galaxy ride that's opened up in Disney World or Disneyland. It's like you're with helping with the Guardians escape. It's something weird, but apparently there's a painting of the Collector and the Grandmaster playing chess or something, hanging out.
Well, like I said, he deserved it for what he did in Star Wars. You know what you did. But it was good. It was very there was a lot of dramatic tension. But the thing is that I hate to say this because it was it was a very bleak movie.
Yeah, it's very Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
In the way that Ultron tried to be but didn't quite pull off.
But, again, the fact that it's a comic book thing, I know that it had stakes. And you're like, oh shit, oh fuckballs, oh my god, shit went down, Jesus Christ, now what? You know, what I was thinking is that line from that one poem that became the title of that Chinua Achebe book, Things Fall Apart, the Center Cannot Hold.
Mm. And
that's what I was thinking about. The third act, oh my god, Frodo, we're never going to get the ring to Mount Doom now kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like darkest moment.
But you
It'll
still
get fixed.
know metacognition that... I mean, there's a point where Doctor Strange goes and he researches he uses the time stone to research all the different timelines and outcomes. He has 14,605 or something
and
like that.
And he's worked out one where they win.
And so then, Tony Stark says, well, do we win any? And he goes, one? And then he does some things later on down the line. I'm like, dude, Doctor Strange, why would you do that? And I realized he knows the exact path of the one successful timeline, so he's probably doing everything that he was supposed to do to make that timeline come about. Yeah. So, Doctor Strange is still awesome, shut up.
Which involves giving Thanos the time stone, which means Thanos wins.
And basically you could feel everyone in the theater go at the same time. But...
possibly, I suppose he's done that in knowing that if Thanos does wipe out the galaxy, because if they fight him and he doesn't manage to do it, he'll do lots of terrible losses in the universe anyway. Yeah. But if he manages to do it all at once, then maybe the higher beings will get involved and punish Thanos, because I'm pretty sure that happens in the comic.
It's like a really cheap kind of ending.
It is a Deus Ex Machina, but you've got to introduce the fact that the Marvel Universe has godlike beings above anything we've ever seen in the film so far.
We did have Valkyrie. She was probably busy on other film engagements, but yeah, that would have been cool.
So I want Infinity 4 to end with Thanos being put on trial and then being like frozen in sentient stone. I'm pretty sure that happened in the comics.
And you always feel like, oh, what little loose end is gonna come back around? Like Mordo's still out there skulking about with the fast living tribunal.
Of course, maybe he's not. Maybe he was turned to ash.
Damn it. Damn it, son! And he was like, no, I was going to be the bad guy in the next one.
Idris Elba will be really happy now that Heimdall's dead.
Tonight, we have failed...
Cancelling me!
We have failed to cancel the apocalypse, but we tried.
So yeah, Heimdall's dead, Loki's dead. These are the ones who are probably going to stay dead.
That goes everyone's fan theory that he had an Infinity Stone in his eyes. Because I was thinking that right up until the fact that
he had an orange gem on his breastplate, and he had orange eyes, and he could see all the souls.
So we thought, oh, of course.
I'm very sure that was their original plan, and then they changed some stuff.
Maybe because he was not willing to commit.
Or maybe because they didn't want to give Thanos the Soul Stone at that point, or maybe Ragnarok completely changed over the course of what they were doing.
Something disappointing. So we see a character that we haven't seen in a while that you predicted.
I did.
And it was Red Skull, not played by Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think they basically did a Peter Cushing in Rogue One on an actor to make him look like Hugo Weaving as Red Skull. Because I was thinking,
he doesn't sound well. He doesn't sound like Hugo Weaving. It doesn't sound like...
It was an impersonation.
Because, everyone in the pub after 17 pints, Mr. Anderson. No, look, I'm going to do Hugo Weaving.
You gotta be a German one.
Look, no. You know what I hate about... come on, man. I don't know.
They should have hired a German actor just to do a drunk impersonation of Carl Sagan, and that's the Red Skull.
Carl Sagan's awesome.
But, yeah, Hugo Weaving never wanted to do it again, so even if... I'm not surprised he didn't come back. He was pretty open about that. They really missed a trick by not getting Thomas Kretschmann to play the part. I think that's how you pronounce his name. The guy who played von Strucker. Because he is like a professional German evil actor. He's really good at playing evil characters. He was the villain in Blade 2. So him as Red Skull would have been perfect. He would have come back because he's like, I do films, I get paid a lot, I enjoy it. While Hugo Weaving's like...
You don't know that Hugo Weaving doesn't enjoy it. He just didn't enjoy that part. Maybe there's all the prosthetics.
He also complained about playing Megatron. So as far as I can tell, Hugo Weaving does big budget films occasionally just to make some money.
He's called to higher things.
Yeah, basically. A lot of actors do
You know
that.
what we didn't see a lot of?
Glenn Close was very open. That's why she did Guardians of the Galaxy. Because it was a huge payday for not much work.
Fair enough. You know what we didn't see much of? Probably because this isn't a DC film. Huge sky beams. There were no huge sky beams. Yeah, so there was also like, you know, that part that will be put on Tumblr immediately and meet everyone's favorite GIF. What, I never know how to say it right.
Well, the guy who created it says GIF, but that's just silly.
Yeah, but when I say GIF, I think of the peanut butter.
And I think of a cleaning product.
Well, but anyway, so the general from Wakanda and Black Widow team up to save Scarlet Witch, and they have this like bitch fight off with like this evil alien, and she's like, "I will pay in blood," and they're like, "You will, bitch," and I'm like, this is just basically like 2 middle fingers up at DC, kind of like, we know what you want. You want super-powered female action. We will give it to you, every 4-year-old girl in the audience. We will give the fans what they want. I don't know. I feel like everything was a middle finger.
One of Thanos' guys, I can't remember which one of them. I can name.
Yeah, he was named like one time though.
I can name most of their names. I just can't remember who's who.
Flurgus the New. An alien of some
Cull
kind.
Obsidian is the giant one. I think it's Ebony Maw is the one who basically runs off with Doctor Strange and does all like in the trailer. Him, the guy playing him, does an absolutely wonderful Jeffrey Combs impersonation, but I can't help wondering why they didn't just get Jeffrey Combs.
Jeffrey Combs is a life. He has to do Beethoven 17.
Why do you keep reminding me that he is in Beethoven's Treasure Tale, which is basically the plot of the Goonies? The Goonies, sorry.
The big
with a fucking Beethoven dog, and it's not even in the same continuity.
Bernard dog.
It's not even in the same continuity as the original Beethoven films made in the early 90s.
I bet you didn't know that there's an actual Beethoven continuity in canon. Well,
there's at least apparently 2 timelines.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But anyway, so
and
everybody
Udo Kier's
was
in
good.
It.
Drax was good.
Do you know who else is in Treasure Tale?
No.
Udo Kier, Stanley Tudor from Lex, and Colin Mockery.
Well,
I am reviewing this film.
Canadians.
Yes.
But anyway, no. So we only have like 6 minutes left of the battery, so you have to like, or on the memory card.
I'm surprised we're still talking.
So
Peter Dinklage is a giant.
Yeah, you see Peter Dinklage. He has a great cameo.
He's a 20-foot tall dwarf, which is awesome.
Yes, it's fantastic. I love the Star Forge. That was fantastic. Rocket's muzzle has grayed a bit. I don't know if that's...
This is set 4 years after Guardians 2.
Yeah, I know, but like I don't know. I'm sure that's intentional.
Probably.
But like I don't know if that's just like the character model change. But that was a good touch. Groot's like a snobby, like sullen teenager, and that's great. Drax is wonderful as always, and I love him dearly.
Drax has been toned down since Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah, he's not as wacky.
He is sort of a little bit more wacky than Guardians 1.
But not to the
I want him to be toned a bit more.
Yeah. So that's that. Thor's made Chris Hemsworth is amazing. I was so sad we didn't see more Loki because I like Tom Hiddleston, the character, but
Loki is back in 4 because there's photographs.
Yeah, so Loki's never dead.
Well, this one he might be because they're in 4. Apparently, they're revisiting scenes from the Avengers once they're recreating stuff. So, but Hiddleston's back.
We got to see Thor crying a bit.
And Thor, as far as I can tell, he's now wielding the Odin Force because there's no way Thor could have survived that shit with a star.
Yeah, he like basically channels a star through his body.
And he's floating in space for hours. So yeah, Thor has got all the powers of Asgard.
He's officially the king of Asgard now that there's no more Asgard anymore.
Even though they did mention half the Asgardians died, so I think a bunch of them are escape pods. That's where I'm putting Korg and all. Even though Korg could probably survive in space fine.
He's just floating up there. It's like, if anyone's out there, you can come and pick me up. That'd be great. I've got one beer. But there's someone. Oh, you know the wee girl who played Baby Gamora. Mm-hmm. She looked a lot like the actress who plays Adult Gamora.
She did.
I was like, I'm impressed by that. But you don't need us to tell you to go see it. You're already gonna go see it anyway. You might be watching it as we're recording this. Well, okay.
There was no Lady Death. I wasn't expecting Lady Death. I was hoping that Hela would be merged with Lady Death.
Only one post-credit sequence, and it just teases Captain Marvel, so...
Yeah, everyone's, like, turning to Ash, and then Nick Fury's trying to contact Captain Marvel.
And he says, motherfucker!
As he turns to Ash, and then we suddenly see sending, and it's the Captain Marvel's logo, and it's like, yeah!
It's a really stupid pager. It's like, hold on, I'm gonna use my pager.
Well, she got her powers in the early 90s, so she may well have left, like, 15 years ago.
True. If you had Wolverine around, kicking ass, so you like it's slicer. But we have like 3 minutes left in the thing, so we better wrap this up. So if you don't want to watch this until after you've seen it, because of spoilers, just comment below what you think, and and I'm gonna go to bed because I've got to finish a paper tomorrow. It's about schizophrenia. Yeah. It's fantastic.
And don't treat it as a single film because it's giving a disservice to what it is. Treat it as
a season finale.
Season finale, and the next one, and maybe it's the first part of Best of Both Worlds in Next Generation.
And I think it's going to be out next year anyway, so...
Yeah, the next one is going to be like...
So don't even worry. 4. I mean, we've got Ant-Man and the Wasp and...
And Ant-Man and the Wasp, I hope they make it clear at the start of that is set before Infinity War.
I'm sure they will.
Because otherwise people are going to be really confused.
I'm sure it'll be grand. But yeah, so that's been us. Avenge on, my friends. Avenge on. Here, I'll do it this time because my arm's long enough now.